Fortnite, one of the most famous battle royale games of all time. In this video, we are going to see the timeline of this game. Let's dive into it. Fortnite began as a survival game started in 2010 by Epic Games. Every year, the game was getting better and better. They released trailers and leaks from 2011 to 2017, except for 2016. Even though they were making the game, they didn't have ideas to cancel the game. But that never happened. In June 25th, 2017, Fortnite was published to the world, but the game didn't quite work. So,
Epic Games had other plans.
Battle Royales were becoming more popular by the day. So, Epic Games turned Fortnite into a Battle Royale game in October 26, 2017. The idea was simple. You were on a map with many places and loot. The objective was to kill every other person and be the last person alive. While you were doing this, a deadly zone would come and shrink the playground of the players. This made Fortnite very popular, and a lot of people started coming. The first season of Fortnite ended on December 13, 2017, and Season 2 started. When Season 2 launched, it brought a battle pass with new skins and other items. It also brought new locations as well. Season 3 started on February 22nd, 2018. It was the same thing as Season 2, just with new items and skins. But this is a season that started to have lore. In Season 3, a giant meteor was spotted on the sky. And sometimes, mini meteors would fall in-game and destroy buildings. Season 4 released on May 1st, 2018. And in this season, the giant meteor crashed on the map, hitting Dusty Depot and the factories, making Dusty Divot. While the main meteor hit Dusty Depot, there were other smaller ones as well, but we are not going to look into them. As time went on, Dusty Divot started to become a forest, and the meteor cracked, revealing a capsule that held the visitor in. The visitor escaped the meteor and built a rocket. Then, the rocket was launched. Went around the island, creating cracks, or rifts, as the game calls it. At the end, it flew up to the sky and created a giant rift in the sky. Season 4 started on July 12th, 2018. And in this season, the bottom right corner of the map became a desert. Also, in the same season, a purple cube was created by the giant rift up in the sky. And the fanbase called this cube Kevin. The cube started to go around the island, and also created runes on the way. When the cube reached Loot Lake, it went into the water, and it melted like a sugar cube in a tea. But then, the Loot Lake water turned purple, like the cube. Apparently, the cube became the water around Loot Lake. Season 6 started on September 27th, 2018, and there was a big change in Loot Lake. The island in the middle started floating with Kevin at the bottom of it. Loot Lake's name also changed to Leaky Lake with a whirlpool in the middle, and the runes around the island started corrupting the island. In the whole season, the floating island went around the island to get the energy of the runes that Kevin left. When it finished getting all the energy, it went back to the whirlpool where it exploded to pieces. It also brought monsters on the map. Kevin was starting to shatter, and at the end, Kevin leaked a substance into the whirlpool. Then, it exploded. When Kevin exploded, it teleported everyone to the in-between. When we were there, a rift butterfly appeared and landed on our character's hand. And it teleported us back to the island. When we got back, the floating island was gone, and Loot Lake was changed. Before Season 7 began, people started spotting an ice island from the bottom left corner of the map. Season 7 began on December 6, 2018. With the season's launch, the bottom left corner of the island was covered in snow. When Season 7 released, a game mode called Creative was also released with it. As time went on, the ice in the polar peaks started melting, giving us more places to loot, and at some point giving us an OP sword. But that got removed. At one point, it gave us a secret room under the main castle. And in that place, there was a frozen prisoner, and some eggs. But sometime later, the prisoner escaped. 3 events happened in the season. Those events being the Happy New Year event, the Marshmallow Concert, and the Ice Storm. The first 2 events don't have any lore in them, so we're not gonna cover it. In the Ice Storm event, the Ice King was inside a sphere up on Polar Peak. Then, the Ice King broke out of the sphere and then covered the island with snow. It brought back zombies. But then, the upper right corner of the map started to lose the snow. It was done by the prisoner that escaped. It was seen that this prisoner had fire powers. That was the reason he removed the snow so quickly. Then, every place except for the bottom left corner lost all of its snow. But something was going on the upper right corner of the map. It started to turn yellow, and earthquakes started to happen. Season 8 started on February 28, 2019. In this season, the upper right corner had a volcano, a pirate ship, and pyramids. By the way, the dragon eggs under Polar Peak were taken by the prisoner to make Hybrid, a ninja lizard. So sometime later, an unknown crew found a vault under Loot Lake. To open the vault, 5 giant runes were needed. Then, the giant runes were found and placed. And, near the end of the season, the vault opened. And inside of the vault, there was an orb, a desk, and old weapons. It was an unvaulting event. And everyone voted for the drum gun. After the votes were completed, we were sent back to the island to see the volcano erupt. The volcano damaged Polar Peak, destroyed half of Retail Row, and full-on destroyed Tilted Towers. Season 2 started on May 9th, 2019. This season was all about looking futuristic. Tilted Towers and Retail Row were rebuilt, becoming Neo-Tilted and Mega Mall. There were also slipstreams across the island. After some time later, on the damaged part of Polar Peak, an eye appeared. It was seen that there was a creature under Polar Peak. Then, the creature escaped to the ocean. Seeing this creature as a threat, a giant mech was made to fight that creature. The monster got out of the ocean and started destroying places. It reached the vault, but the mech stopped it, and they started to fight. At some point in the battle, the mech went to the vault to grab the orb. When it grabbed the orb, it consumed its power and then punched the monster. Then, it grabbed the statue in Neo Tilted, which was shown that it wasn't actually a statue and that it was a sword. Then, the mech stabbed the monster with the sword. At the end of the event, we would be able to see the orb shattered and unstable. Season 10, or Season X, started on August 1st, 2019. In this season, we learned the name of the orb, the 0 point, and because the 0 point is unstable, the island starts to get weird. Dusty Depot and the factories return, and the giant meteor is now frozen up in the sky. As time went on, many places started to change, such as Neo Tilted turning into Tilted Town and then Gotham City, and Mega Mall turning back into Retail Row, but with zombies this time. And the changed places also had rifts up in the sky. Near the end of the season, there was a rocket built in Dusty Depot. The rocket was launched, and then all of the rifts up on the sky released rockets. 7 rockets in total. Then, all of the rockets moved the frozen meteor and put it inside a rift. Then, they released the meteor on top of the 0 point, destroying reality in the act. After reality was destroyed, we were inside a black hole for 3 days. After those 3 days, Chapter 2 started.
By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe.